Hello, everyone. We're back. Hi, we're back to another episode of The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. Last week, we ended on a banger. Michonne pulled Rick out of the helicopter. Saw a lot of people having the discourse of how could she do that? She could have killed them. It was very clear throughout the turbulent helicopter ride. It was clear that she scoped out the terrain below her. And with the lightning and everything, I'm sure she could see like the flash. When the lightning struck, she could see the water for probably an instant. So she knew it was now or never. And she took that chance. And as Denai Guerrera said in the interview after the show, that she saw that they were low enough. She saw bodies of water, so she was going to chance it. She needed to get Rick on a timeout so they could talk because she couldn't handle how he was behaving, in the sense that we know Rick is scared out of his mind because of the threat to Michonne and Judith, because Jed is threatened to go after Rick and Michonne and to destroy their home. And as we saw what the CRM did to Michonne's nomadic friends by gassing them just because they were getting close to outside of the city, they were getting close to Philadelphia. Rick is willing to sacrifice himself for Michonne and Judith. And I also saw the discourse where people were saying that Okafor killed his wife to save humanity, that Rick's story is going to parallel his, where Rick may have to kill Michonne to save Alexandria or to save humanity. Hello, what show have you been watching? Rick cut off his hand to get home, to try to get home. Rick cut off his hand to try to get home to Michonne and Judith. Rick will burn the world down before he allows Michonne and Judith to be killed. So it's actually the divergence of their story, the two types of men, who they are. So no, Rick is not Okafor. And another discussion that I saw online was about Pearl, why Pearl felt so threatened by Michonne. And I saw a tweet by Malika on Twitter, and she had the perfect explanation about Pearl. She said, Pearl is so clearly a B after watching this episode. She parallels Shane, where they are two people that think they are leaders, whereas when rivaled by a true A, they unravel. Leading comes naturally to an A, whereas a B, they become erratic to maintain power. And that sounds just like Pearl, and that was Shane also. Very self-absorbed, selfish, lured by the trappings of power. You saw how nervous Pearl was given this opportunity. And she was a bit shaken by what Beale told her. And I saw another YouTuber suggest that maybe she got briefed that the walkers were advancing, that they were mutating into, to be faster, to be more cognizant and aware. I don't know what it is, but it got her pretty spooked. But her having her hand on the trigger twice, once on the gun, once on the other on the knife, her having the desire and the temptation to get rid of Michonne. Mm-mm. Anyway, I could go on and on. This show is amazing, but I am too anxious to see episode number 4, What We. And this episode is written by the Tony nominated award winning writer, Denai Guerrera, our very own Michonne. So let's get into it. Rick yelled when Michonne pulled him out. A rumba? Yep, they fell into the water and they were pretty low. It's pretty advanced place they got into it. It's welcome home. Where are they? I wonder if it's one of the CRM soldiers' apartment condominium. It looks pretty nice and modern. It speaks the alarm or whatever welcomes them home, and the Rumba is going around cleaning the place, and they have electricity, so it's actually someplace inhabited, which is dangerous because they could be found out anytime. The way they're looking at each other. It's even temperature controlled. Michonne likes it. I like it. Refrigerator is empty. Michonne is getting rid of her CRM uniform. Good. Well, actually, it's armor. If they encounter walkers, it could protect her. So stop. Stop being a peeping Tom, Rick. Oh, the X. The X on her back. He saw that. Mm. He's looking at the. It looks like he lost his signal, the one that they're supposed to tap to signal to the helicopters to find them. So Michonne sees that he's, eyeing hers. I know what they do. Because he wants to go back. Tell him, Michonne. Tell him they gassed you and your friends. Ooh, the chemistry, the tension. You want to call them, Rick? Oh, here. Give another masterpiece for your children. Because I'm not going to be the one to tell them that I found their father and he sent for your children and chose not to come home. Their father. Children. Mm-hmm. Children. Yes. Oh my gosh. Children. She's gonna tell her. Tell him, Michonne. We call him RJ. I was pregnant when the bridge happened. How old is he now? He's almost 8. He's almost 8. Gosh, Rick doesn't know his son. The PRV, that's the. You pull us out of a goddamn helicopter. I don't like who you are with them. What yes. Oh my gosh. She doesn't like who he is. I'm gonna let you go. With them. You want me to go? I want you to live. Oh, he wants her to live. Do you want me to go? He wants you to live. PRB. That's what it is. Don't give it to him, Michonne. To leave that note and think I would just leave? Me? Both of us couldn't go home. Would you have gone if I told you? No, she wouldn't have gone, Rick. Okay. We go back. We find her evidence. We destroy it. We kill her. And then we go home. That sounds like a plan, Rick. find Jadis's evidence, get rid of her, and go home.
Do you still love me? Always.
Oh, he's never stopped loving her. She doesn't know if he loves her still. Yes, he does, Michonne. He's just scared. She gives it back to him. What did they see? What?
So we're gone.
Their helicopter crashed in the storm. If they hadn't jumped out, they would have died. So
we can go home. Jadis will think we died in there. They
right, you can go home. They think you're dead. Yeah, they think you died.
No.
What is? Why doesn't he want to leave? What?
I'm not going
Why?
home.
Why would Rick want to go home? They would think that they're dead. The helicopter crashed. Now I'm confused. I don't understand why Rick is feeling this way. I know he was afraid for Michonne and Judith, and now he knows he has a son, afraid for RJ. But
I know how it ends.
Nat, she remembers what Nat said.
You know your son? One you haven't asked anything about.
Brave man.
He calls you the brave man.
Wouldn't the CRM be looking for them now because they wouldn't have heard from this helicopter?
Years. I have to make sure you're protected. Oh, that's not it. I have to keep them from coming for our home. They're coming for it. You know that? They could one day. One day?
One day. Wow, Rick has changed. This doesn't make any sense, Rick. He doesn't want to go home to his kids. He doesn't want to meet his son. What is this place? And how comes there's no one else there? It has electricity. I'm so confused.
You'll see it. And
Well, Michonne. It's like Rick died. I don't understand his reasoning. Oh, wow. She looked back to see if he would come after her, and he didn't. He hasn't. Is that the helicopter? Yeah, I was like, where are they? They should have at least known that one of their copters crashed and come searching. So maybe no one lives there and this place is untouched because of the location. But would it still have electricity? Oh, they blew up the helicopter, I guess, so that no one would, see it. I thought one of the walkers would take up the knife. Oh my God. Wow. Rick has to explain himself. I don't understand. And his reaction to finding out about RJ was pretty muted. What is this? Some kind of laboratory? Oh, Rick, trying to be the savior of the world.
That I would give everything, my hand, my life for you. That's not me. This is what I need to do to keep you safe. The only time I feel safe is when I'm with
the only
you.
time she feels safe is when she's with him.
So that's what I tell your son? That his father didn't want to know anything about him because he was so afraid.
Oh, wow.
I'm not the brave man.
Wow. That's a little below the belt, Michonne. Well, actually, it's not for the situation that, what does she tell RJ? That the brave man doesn't want to know him? And here Rick is saying he's not the brave man. Wow. Wow. He changed. Rick said she shouldn't have come. He was taken away, and he didn't have a choice, but she did. That's not fair because if the situations were reversed, Rick would have moved heaven and earth to go and find Michonne. So that's below the belt also. Yikes, what's going on? Oh.
You don't know a goddamn thing anymore, do you? Not a goddamn thing. So, this is who you are now. Big guy, huh?
Soldier of the CRM.
You think I'm not beating myself up for not being with my kids
Oh,
right now?
Michonne.
I'm not wondering how I will ever live with myself if, God forbid. That's why you should go.
Wow, that's cold, Rick. Michonne is saying it's just, it's hard. She beats herself up because she left her kids to find their father for them. And she has that thought. She's guilt ridden. Suppose something happens to them, because she left. She's not there to protect them because that's what happened with her first baby, Andre. And Rick coldly just says, well, you should go. Wow. What is going on? Wow.
I know who you are.
He's breaking her heart.
Because the man I knew.
He's deliberately breaking her heart. Wow. She said she doesn't know who he is. Yeah, they're working together to get out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He spilled Walker guts on her face. Yikes. What's going on? Oh, the building is crumbling. The chandelier just fell. Wow. Oh, Michonne still has Nat lighter. Oh my gosh, what happened? Did it fall on her? It fell on her leg. I hope it didn't. Did there's I don't know if there was like a spike in the chandelier that went through her leg. I hope not, because that would incapacitate her other than not being able to move. Welcome home. Don't let him touch you, Michonne. He wants to go back to the CRM. Nothing for you, Mr. Grimes. They're talking about RJ. Finally.
Save the light brown skin. It's hard to tell I had anything to do with it. But he does have my eyes. He's stubborn. Just like his daddy, yes. Like his mama. He does have your good, kind heart, though. That's what reminds me the most of you.
Oh, that's sweet. RJ has his heart. The rumba. The Roomba.
What?
Oh, she's so beautiful. Michonne is so beautiful.
You're still lying to me.
He's lying. What's going on with Rick?
This mark on your back. Yeah. Me and
Daryl mentioned, I know the Daryl fans will be happy. Well, the CRM killed Nat. Open up, Rick. What's going on? So not like him.
He tried to get away.
His thumb.
We're running out of time. No.
The building is falling.
Sure.
What are you going to
We
do,
need
Michonne?
to
You
decide
can't stay
what's
there.
next. Right now. After I left here, why did you come after me? You know why. Say it. I need you to. You're the love of my life. I couldn't just let you go. It felt like my heart ripped itself out of my chest and walked out the door. Then come home with me. It's that simple. It's not. When this army attacked...
Yes, tell him you were gassed.
I nearly died.
You're hurting her. You're hurting her, Rick.
What did they take from you? Carl. They took Carl.
You took Carl? Oh my gosh.
Kept me alive. And then one day he was just gone. He just left. Then I started dreaming of you. You and I fell in love in different ways.
Oh my gosh. Give Andy and Deny the Emmy, please.
And you were gone. God. I couldn't see your face anymore, just like I couldn't see Carl. I can't live without you. Without you, I die. I know how to be dead and live now. You can't just come back here, make me come alive again. If I don't know if I won't lose you again. What if I lose you and I can't figure out how to die all over again? I can't. I needed to get ahead of it, Michonne.
He won't survive losing her.
I'm so scared. At least if I think you will live on longer than me, without knowing if you do, I can just believe that it's true.
She had the guy draw Carl. She gave him back Carl. Oh my God. Carl. Gave him back Carl.
Despite all the odds, all the years, I found you.
She found him.
Through the hell that we have both been through.
She came to take you home, Rick. Believe in that. Have hope. That's not for nothing. While we can, love while we can. That's why he loves Michonne. That's why these two are soulmates. Oh, this is beautiful. No one has ever loved Rick like Michonne. This is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Okay, they're leaving. Aw, a kiss for good luck. Unstoppable together. The elevator is going down and they're making out. Oh my gosh. Oh, the yellow truck. I saw the filming pictures. It's a stick. He doesn't. He can't drive stick. Oh. They're making out while they're switching seats. I love them. I love them. Wow. They left just in time. Building just collapsed. Michonne is happy she got Rick back. I'm happy she got Rick back. What an episode. It was just Andy and Denai, Rick and Michonne, and they got to the crux of the matter. They needed this time to get through the walls Rick had erected. I didn't even know his trauma was so great. We didn't know. We were watching and saying, oh, Rick seems a bit, like he has Stockholm syndrome. He seems different. And then here Michonne comes. We thought, oh, this would motivate Rick. He sees the opportunity. He can go home. He'll fight even harder. And then we have Rick trying to get back to the CRM, but we thought, yes, because he's trying to protect Michonne and their home, but he was so adamant. Even when Michonne came up with a solution, he just wasn't having it, and he was just so stubborn, determined to not risk anything. He thought the answer would be to just try to create a better world through the CRM. He just didn't want to risk anything. He just didn't want to risk it. And in doing that, he thought he had to push Michonne away. And he was succeeding. He even surprised me. Rick surprised me at his reaction to finding out he had a son. We all thought that would motivate him, to want to meet, to be with his son. That only scared him even more. Michonne, in her love for him, did not give up. She knew there was more, that something else had a grip of Rick, the real Rick. And she fought, and she loved him enough to offer a place where he could be vulnerable, where he could tell her his deepest fear, his deepest hurt. And as we saw, Rick was traumatized. Rick couldn't handle losing Michonne. He lost Carl, and he lost Carl longer. He was held captive at the CRM, the more he lost pieces of himself. And that manifested in his memories of Carl going away, his dreams of Carl. And that started with Michonne. Even though sending her away, he would not have her, or he would not be with her. At least he knew she was alive. She was not gone completely, as she was in his dreams, as she was in his life. This was deep. This episode was deep. This was amazing. I could watch a show with just Andy and Denai, with just Rick and Michonne. I didn't need the adrenaline pumping of, action or whatever. This was cinema. This was beautiful. It was just raw human emotions with two beautiful, beautiful souls, two beautiful people. There's nothing better. My grade for this episode is just wow. Wow. If Andy and Denai and this series does not get recognized, throw the whole awards season away, throw the whole awards apparatus away, because it just would be a travesty of injustice. No, it's not that deep, but still, they deserve the recognition. This show is wow. That's it. Wow. Thank you for watching with me, and thank you for your comments. I so appreciate it. Look forward to episode 5. I'm going to watch this episode several times over. It was beautiful. It was just beautiful. See you next week.